Aries, this is your week ahead astrology forecast from Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries. In this video, we're going to review the major planetary aspects and transits and how they impact your natal sun and what that means for your day-to-day. So Aries, the way that you know where your natal sun is you look at your birth chart. And I know that most of you have it. If you don't, you don't need to have it for this video, because I will be able to provide the correlating dates because you have your birth date, you'll know. But that's not as accurate. So if you really want to know accurately, go get your natal chart. It's really easy. This is not a commercial. This is just me saying it's free. You can search free natal chart. You'll find many websites that do it. You'll need your birth date, which you already have, your birth time and your birth location, which is all on your birth certificate. And in a couple of seconds, you will have a free, full natal chart. So if your natal sun is between 0 and 9 degrees Aries, you are an Aries 1 because your natal sun is in the first decan or group of 10 degrees of Aries. If your natal sun is between 10 and 19 degrees, you are Aries 2. And if your natal sun is between 20 and 29 degrees Aries, you are an Aries 3. So come on, let's go. We're gonna come along with me, okay? We're gonna start off with the real big stuff that's impacting everybody, and then we're going to whittle that down and focus it into the things that specifically all Aries should be aware of. I won't say it's not necessarily concerning, but aware of. And then we will whittle it down into the decans, and I'll tell you exactly what kind of impact these things are going to have, these angles or these aspects are going to have on your week. This is, by the way, the week of May 18th through the 24th. Happy birthday, Sajni Pop. My friend's birthday is May 18th. So May 18th to the 24th, 2023. Let's get into it. The big news for this week is, number one, we have a new moon in Taurus on May 19th. It's at 28 degrees Taurus. It's really refreshing after all the eclipses we've been going through. This is actually a fresh start. It's gentle and it's wonderful, and it's trine to Pluto, which means there is destiny in it. There is intensity, but it's going to harmonize. It will make things right. So this is like a fresh start. I really, really love this energy. We also have on May 20th, Mars is entering Leo. That's good because Mars is so much happier in Leo than it is in Cancer. It's kind of lost and wishy-washy in Cancer. But in Leo, there is confidence, there is competence, there is certainty, there is fire again. And I'm very happy for Mars. I like Mars there. On May 21st, the sun moves as well. The sun is going into Gemini, so Gemini season begins. So happy Gemini season to all you Aries out there. Gemini season is fun and playful. The sun in Gemini is a curious, playful, friendly, intellectual energy. It's fun. It's a great way to start off or prepare for the summer. So those are the major planetary transits that are impacting us. There's some planetary aspects that we should all know about, and that is Pluto is in direct opposition to Mars, and Jupiter is right in between them, so that Jupiter is square to Pluto and to Mars alike, while Pluto and Mars are in opposition to each other. It's forming sort of like a triangle in the sky. So what does that mean for all of us, and why is it important? It's important because this means that's it. It means relentlessness, that things are going to get done and this is the way it's going to be and that's it. There is an insistence that the universe has right now that we are going to be able to start new, start fresh, make change. And if you're impacted by it, and I will tell you who is directly impacted by it for you guys later, a little bit later on, I'll tell you who's directly impacted by it. It can give off a very aggressive nature, a very aggressive energy. It is. It's innately aggressive and offensive because it seeks to push things forward. It's like a roto-rooter of astrology. Is sort of, I'm going to get through this drain. I'm going to go through this clog no matter what. This clog will be removed, and that's it. Sometimes to the point where it doesn't care if it even blows up the pipe. So that's the kind of energy that we have, sort of compressing right on this new moon. So we will get a fresh start. I'm just letting you know. We also have Pluto sextile to Neptune. That is a long-term transit at this point. Neptune is now 27 degrees Pisces, so it's in a fair sextile. What does that mean? That means that overall, for the next couple of years, this is a sense of seeking God's righteousness and space, seeking God's ability to manifest. It's not about trying to steal God's ability. It's about connecting it. It's about brand new things that we've never explored or heard of, changing everything. That's what it is. It's like mysterious things now having opportunity to pop into existence and to become, as Pluto destroys what is old and what is toxic. It's like we need new things because we've gotten old and we've gotten stale, and the things that we have aren't working, but they've stayed around for too long. So that's where the changes are really happening. And let's go into Aries specific stuff. Mars. Always know where Mars is. You guys, that's your ruling dignitary. So the energy of Mars is always going to be important for you. Mars is now entering Leo, like I said. I've got my little notes written down, so you know. Mars is now entering Leo on the 20th, and when it does, it is square to Jupiter, sextile to Neptune, and in direct opposition to Pluto. This is definitely, I want something new, and I'm going to get it. And I'm not looking for validation anymore. But understand, this would be a global mindset change. Because when Mars is interacting with that many larger planets, there's just this sense of it's not just going to impact you. I think we've been stuck for a very long time asking permission or needing to go along with the crowd or needing to just stick with what it already is. That's not going to be anymore. This is the initiative toward, I'm not going to second guess this. This is like that creator mindset of course people don't like it at first. Of course people don't understand it at first. It's a brand new idea, but I'm creating something and bringing it into existence. It's that very creative, found your God's purpose, found your God space, and you're just following it kind of energy. So I think, especially for the people who are born right now, these are people who will refresh our system. These are people who will find a way to bring newness and replenish with new ideas and new concepts and new mindsets. So you are a part of this. This is Mars. This is extraordinarily powerful energy. And some of you have Mars trine to your natal sun. So let's get into it. Aries, if you are Aries 1, you are an Aries that's probably born on, well, definitely born, it includes Pisces cusps. So that would be from March 22nd, maybe. You're March Aries. That's pretty much what you are. Say March 22nd to March 30th. That is Aries 1. So I'm estimating, but that's about it. Definitely if your natal sun is between 0 and 9 degrees Aries. So for you, your natal sun is conjunct to Neptune if you are at the cusps. The cusp is, so Neptune is at 27 degrees Pisces. So Aries, if you are at the cusp, right there at the Pisces cusp, your natal sun is still conjunct to Neptune, but really only you guys. And then we have Pluto is sextile to your natal suns. That's an amazing energy, and that's going to be a long-term aspect. You're just going to get shit done. This is new beginnings for you. This is resurrection for you. You will, in that energy, be able to come back from some extraordinarily toxic stuff and make something, be inspired from it, and find opportunities from it, or from the energy that it generates inside of you. That's over the next couple of years. But this week, your natal suns are sextile to the sun, especially when it is, hold on a second, sextile to the sun when it is, I'm sorry, why am I losing my train of thought? Your natal suns are sextile to the current sun all week long, but during the new moon on the 19th, your natal sun will be sextile to the current sun, because the current sun will be at 28 degrees Taurus and your natal suns are all the way at the beginning of Aries. So there is that sense, especially if you're between 0 and say 5 degrees Aries, this will definitely impact you. This is new beginnings. This is new starts. And this is a refreshing way to look at yourself. This could also be liberation from financial issues, from some sort of financial obligations, or opportunities that come in to make more money and be valued even more. So this is a very beautiful new moon, and please, please, please do all you can to manifest under it. Your natal suns are also trine to Mars. So you are very much set on the intention of moving forward. You will make a lot of progress this week, but you have to take the physical action to do it. As long as you engage and put yourself out there, this will be a very beautiful week for you. Aries 2. This is the Aries who are born between, I would say, April 1st and April 10th. It's you guys in the first week and a half of April that are Aries 2, that your birth dates usually correlate to about 10 to 19 degrees Aries. So for you guys, you kind of have a light week, but there's one thing that you do need to know. Your natal suns are conjunct to Chiron, and they have been for a while. That just means that there is impetus to, or inspiration, I should say. There's inspiration to use what you've been through and how you've suffered to change yourself and your situation, and especially to help others. That's kind of what it is. And over the next couple of years, and I'm sure you've already been doing that. But this week in particular, your natal suns are square to Venus. The fact that your natal suns are square to Venus while your sun is conjunct Chiron, because Chiron is also conjunct Venus, intensifies the situation. And what it translates into issues with the love life, money, and your self-image. So especially when it comes to your personal aesthetics, this is not a good time to change anything. This is not a good time to even think about it, because you'll be reacting usually to lower self-esteem, or it's easy for people to put pressure on you at this point because you have a compromised sense of self-image. So if you're feeling a little bit down this week, it's because of this conjunction, and you absolutely will get through it. It'll only last this week, but the FYI, this is not a good time to make big ticket purchases, like no houses, no cars. Don't do it. It may not be a great week when it comes to your relationships. There may be more tension than there usually is. This kind of dissonance will be uncomfortable, but at the same time, it won't last long. So just be aware of it. And then we go to Aries 3. So Aries 3, it's your natal suns who basically the rest of the month, the 11th through the 21st of April, or there in and about. But definitely if your natal suns are between 20 and 29 degrees Aries. Your natal suns are conjunct to Jupiter. Still, because Jupiter is at 0 degrees Taurus, and it will end up at 1 degrees Taurus. So especially if you guys are on the Aries Taurus cusp, oh my God, this is such a beautiful, well, let's put it this way. It could be a beautiful week because there's a lot of confidence about you, but it could also make you angry and frustrated because other people may not see you as grandiose as you see yourself, because it could make you a little bit big-headed and think too much of yourself. So there might be a conflict or a contradiction that happens externally, because you're thinking you're all fantastic, and it really might not have come out that way. Just an FYI. Your natal suns are square to Mars if you are at the cusp. This is intense energy. It is impulsive energy. It is pop-offish. It is not a good time to do anything reckless or try any kind of stunts or anything like that if you're not good at it and you're not sure of it and you don't have a lot of training behind it. It's not a good time to be cocky, because you will be cocky and you will take risks, and you're more likely to get injured when your natal sun is square to Mars. So just be aware. You also have long-term transits, sextile to Saturn and square to Pluto. A Sun square Pluto is just intense. It's just intensity. People will think you're extra intense. Almost in some ways, you could be, or at least people could see you as ruthless. And I'm going to get it done. I just don't care. That's the kind of vibe you'll be casting. But that's for the next couple of years. It could work to your benefit, but it could also, kick you in the butt. Just an FYI. We have a sextile to Saturn as well. That's if you are Aries, Taurus cusp. So sextile to Saturn is great for work. It's great for career. This is I will make opportunities. I take myself seriously, and people will take you seriously. So there seems to be, in terms of career, a relentlessness that's really going to work for you this week and for long term. But just watch yourself when it comes to how you push yourself, especially physically, with Mars, the Mars square for the next week and a half, FYI. This new moon on the 15th is kind of in your blind side. So expect new beginnings, but there are going to be some surprises that come up, new things or opportunities that you did not expect, especially in whatever industry you are. Could be with work, could also be with marriage, could also be with any traditional systems. Just some surprises that are coming up this week. You let me know in the comments below. I love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging with me, Aries. Please do join me over on Born Without Boundaries Tarot for your week ahead tarot card reading. And remember to subscribe before you click off. I love you, and I'll talk to you next week.